HoYoVerse is hiring AI artists for Honkai, Nexus, Anima. Hoyo needs a win, but I feel like they just can't. Like, it's just they're going to suffer from the Nintendo patent, not just them though, Azure Premilia, potentially Wuthering Waves, all games that have that summonable creature and then like enemy engagement feature that Nintendo, for whatever reason, attempting to patent. But now they're also in drama over hiring AI artists. Now, I don't think this is specifically pertaining to the inclusion of AI as a feature to help them improve something or to create the foundation of something or to speed something up. This specifically says AI artists. Whether that's true or not, we're gonna go ahead and find out. There's a Reddit thread detailing everything. There's a tweet as well, and there is another, Brand Online, who's a friend of mine, also covered this. Hoyo are ruining every upcoming game with stupid decisions. I mean, that seems a little aggressive.
HoYoVerse have been under fire before for allowing AI art to be used in like promotional material. We all know this. It's happened in Genshin artwork, like release banner art and stuff. But as far as I'm aware, they've never gone as far as to actually hire AI artists.
Okay, so I actually didn't know this, but apparently this is more common than I thought. I've used it for Genshin in the past. Hoyo players really hate the AI boycott that they'll do that never succeed. Navia art had 6 fingers. Wait, what? You're kidding. No way. Thumb, index finger, middle finger, second middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Okay, that is very lazy. They didn't even bother checking that before rolling it out. Thumbnails from the trailer has AI generated figures, so not surprised. The game will be doomed to hell. Hoyo is already worse and sucks since Honkai Star Rail's global passive, but people still play it. That was like their biggest patch for Honkai Star Rail to date too. So they are hiring a 2D artist. This is AI oriented for Honkai Nexus Anima, which is their new creature collection Honkai gacha game. This is directly from the jobs.mihoyo.com website. The job responsibilities, chat, are as follows. Participate in the exploration and use of AI tools in 2D art production. So the production of 2D art, that doesn't look like it's specifically pertaining to characters. AI art or 2D art. That could mean backgrounds, that could mean wallpapers, that could mean splash art, that could mean characters themselves, contributing high quality art content that aligns with the project's art style requirements. Once again, I understand the process of using AI to touch something up or to make a process faster. So as an example, when creating a thumbnail, right, for a video, you can use the AI tool remove background that helps cut out the target image. That allows for you to, have just the render itself of a character or the render of you yourself for the thumbnail. So that is a prime example of effective and acceptable use of AI. But using AI to, say, create a background of, a forest with cute anime girls in the background dancing in, scantily clad outfits with a dragon flying at them, trying to cook them like a roast, and then, picture me as a character in the world with them like that. No, that's not acceptable. Not at all. Very contrastingly different versions of how one would go about utilizing AI. That's so stupid. What do you guys think though? What do you think is an okay, acceptable use of AI? Hoyo loves their money, but it'd be a PR nightmare if they used it for characters or made sub assets. I mean, I'd love to think the same thing, but I guess we'll find out. You must have a good foundation in art, strong sense of structure, and be skilled in using composition principles for design. You must approach work from a project perspective, ensuring stylistic consistency and high quality across all stages. You're asking for consistency with AI art. You must be proactive in exploring the use of AI tools, building corresponding tools and pipelines to support development and production. Okay, so I mean that that participate and use AI tools in 2D art production. Be proactive in exploring the use of AI tools. Job requirements: familiar with at least one AI GC related tool, strong sense of aesthetic with a good grasp of Japanese style art, visual balance, color usage, and creativity. AI art and creativity. Those are two words I never thought I would see used in the same sentence. Oh man. AI could be used for touch-ups, but not build the whole game. Yeah, you could definitely use AI to touch things up, as long as the foundation and the concept itself is done by a real human being. So let's use, any video game character, right? Let's say, a Nikkei character. If they use, I don't know, Rappy, who's one of the core characters, part of the core cast. Rappy should be designed by a real, genuine human being, an artist, right? They should create the foundation of the character. And if they want to use AI to cut an area out to make it look better, or to, I don't know, smooth the edges or something, or enhance something that already exists, then fine. That is an acceptable use of AI. But having a character or having AI be like, hey, create a girl with a gun, with a beret and big titties, with big hips, a big booty, looking at me seductively. Like, no. Don't do that. If you have the entire character designed and you're like, okay, now do this with the character, or, change this, enhance that area, like, okay, I think that might be okay. But even that is a stretch. AI to condense information, make animations more fluid is all right. AI for designing a character is not. Yeah, so AI to create the foundation of something is bad, but AI to enhance something is not. This is what I mean. The foundation is made by a human, which the world... Yeah, exactly. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. No multiple fingers. Yeah, the reason characters have multiple fingers is because the AI creates the character from scratch. The foundation of the character is not done by a real human being. Strong learning ability, proactive, responsible with good teamwork and communication skills, passionate about games with rich gaming experience and personal insight. Please include a portfolio with your resume or provide links to personal pages on platforms such as Weibo, ArtStation, Lofter, Pixiv, Bilibili, Zcool, Behance, etc. Okay, so what does the tweet say? Pretty much the same thing. 2D artists, AI-oriented for Nexus Anima, 2D artists who utilize generative AI in the workflow. Oh, wait, did I miss it? Did they state that they want to use generative AI? Because that's very different if so. So if they want to use generative AI, that means they want the AI to create the stuff for them, not to enhance the stuff for them. They want it to actually alter, they want it to actually create, so the artists themselves, so the studio themselves don't have to actually go through the creative process. AI should be a tool, not a replacement. I agree, which is why I think generative AI, where they can generate things from scratch, is bad. That's what DALL-E is, and the other AI in the list. There'll be no creativity if they use AI. Yes. How good are you at entering prompts? Yeah. AI tools they list are generative AI tools. Oh, they are. Okay, well, there you go. I had no idea. I know barely anything about AI other than how to recognize it. But apparently, AI generative I understand what AI GC stands for now. Oh, AI generated content. Right. Okay. So they have to be familiar with tools that allow for them to create AI-related art from scratch. That is the requirement. You need to be able to use AI generation tools that create everything. Okay. AI artist is a silly way of saying types prompts guy as a job title. Yeah, not familiar with these terms either. Yeah, neither was I. But now I know. If I see AI GC, I know it stands for AI generated content. And Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, E3, etc. Okay. I know for future reference. God damn. Save money? Yeah, they want to, right? It requires experience. They want real human beings that have an artistic background. So they do want artists, but the concerning thing here is they want artists not to create the characters, not to create the world themselves. What they want is artists to insert prompts to have the AI generative tools do it for them. That's weird. Honestly, that's just really weird. Really, really weird to me. Maybe just prototyping? It could be. But I think ultimately, I don't want to just assume that they're going to use this to create things, you know, from scratch, that they are going to, you know, use the AI tools as a foundation, like a foundational layer, because what might ultimately end up happening is they might have a foundation, a skeleton, you know, an idea for characters or for the world, and they might just enhance that. That might be their goal. Their goal might be to have a skeleton of characters and a skeleton of a world, and then have it densely populated with AI. So they might have an idea, a foundation first, and then just use AI to remove any like further creative necessity. That might ultimately be their goal with it. Or maybe they'll just touch it up with it. Who knows? I don't know. Either way, it's way too vague, but generative AI for the world, for the characters, for the designs, art in general is bad. Now, what are people saying? It's just gonna make their job harder. AI hasn't helped any job. I don't understand why they don't just hire real artists. Now I'm considering permanent hiatus on Genshin. Fuck you, Hoyo. Honkai Impact 3rd, Honkai Star are trying the best to avoid AI-generated things only for yeah. We don't want to play the game anymore. I hope it's poorly made and full of bugs. A millionaire company taking the stance, damn it. Literally says it's for exploration and use, and you have to be high-skilled artists with AI knowledge. They're clearly aiming to make an environment where AI could facilitate artists' work and allow them to work on many more characters, which would let them work on NPCs, for example. If that's the case, that's pretty big. Allowing, and by big, I mean, you know, big in the negative direction. I'm waiting for the people to make a big fuss about this and be anti-Hoyo and then happily play NTE. Not saying it ain't. Oh, so they're using the instance where Neverness to Everness was caught using AI as well. Yep, I do remember that because this is how they looked in game. Yep, I remember the enormous fuss that was made over that. They were not happy. That was over a much smaller game. Caught? Okay, what are they saying on Reddit? Bruh. That pretty much summarizes the entire thing, right? That's how we know it's gonna be a low quality cash grab. Stop my hype for the game is already at 0. God damn. Oh man. Okay. That's what. Oh, that's. Damn. Yeah, this is a bad direction to take the game. This is a bad direction to take their company in general. Like, using AI again is fine for touch-ups. Using AI is fine to enhance things, but never to generate things. It should never be used as a foundation for anything. It should always be used as something that allows for you to make something better. So kind of like seasoning for food, right? Like you can make a great steak without salt and pepper, but if you add salt and pepper, if you add garlic powder, if you baste it with garlic, you know, like melted garlic, or sorry, butter and then garlic and maybe some thyme or rosemary or something, if you like those spices, these are only going to enhance it. It would still be delicious even without it. So I think in much the same way, using AI as something to enhance something rather than generate something is perfectly fine. But at the same time, I would rather they use real human beings to enhance it as well, rather than replacing human beings with AI that can do it faster and more efficiently and cheaper. Because otherwise all the talented artists are gonna lose their jobs. Making you want a steak now? Make food with seasonings alone? Yeah. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.